Hey everybody, I am going to color with Miss Angela. Figured if we were going to color, we might as well stream it. I'm trying to get watch hours, so okay. Everything looks crooked again. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna wait for Miss Ange. I'm trying to get some lunch in. So if I don't answer a question right away and I'm not talking, it's probably because for the next 3 or 4 minutes, I'm going to have a mouthful of sandwich. I'm starving and I didn't get a chance to eat my lunch yet. So, yeah. And I took my meds, so I have to eat. Doggone, I got stuff everywhere, you guys. I got to clean my art room. It's ridiculous. Hi, Miss Taylor. How are you? Yeah, this is the book that me and Ange picked to color in. And there she is.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Okay.
Came apart.
So yeah, we haven't picked a page or anything yet because I've been slacking. I got on the phone with my daughter and forgot about everything else because, we needed to catch up. I haven't talked to her in a little bit. She's always so busy with her family. It's, she forgets to call her mother once in a while. So, first part of the conversation was reaming her butt because she hasn't called me in a while. Yep. These pictures are so pretty. I love his coloring or his drawings. It always. Oh, that's cool. Oh, we could all do the shoes again. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, y'all want to do that? I started on the skull. That's how far I got. I like that. It's turning out really good. I can't hear you because you're not up on the thing. You're gone. You disconnected. You got to come up again. You kicked yourself from the stream. So I'm thinking, Taylor, did you do the shoe yet? Because I know Miss Angie ain't going to want to do anything that's like kind of eerie. She doesn't like that stuff. So she'd do the fish or, the shoe or, a bunny or something. And I ain't doing no damn bunny. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yep, and your picture's straight. You're just awfully far away. Ooh, koi fish are kind of cool too.
Better?
Yeah, still a little far away, but we can see you.
Okay.
So have you looked through the book? Do you know what you're thinking about wanting to color?
Yeah, I've looked through it.
Okay.
Give me a sec. Having other issues here.
Everything all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just electronic type issues, that's all.
Do you want to do the shoes?
Yeah, I had that one. I think I had that one. And the crowns.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the shoes. You want to do the shoes?
That's up to you.
I don't care. I
Yeah,
had that one picked too.
let's do the shoes.
Okay. Because it was actually as terrible as it sounds. Hi, View. What is going on?
Hi, Miss View. Sorry, I'm kind of trying to get a sandwich in. Like I said, I got on the phone with my daughter, and I had this planned with Angela to color at 2:00. And like I said, I got on the phone with my daughter, and we started talking, and I didn't get any of my chores done. I completely forgot about the color thing with Ange. She texted me at 2:16, said, "Are you ready yet?" I'm like, "Oh shit!" So no chores done, no lunch eaten. You're gone again, Ange. Nothing done. So I'm eating because I have to get something to eat, and we're gonna color. And Ange will pop in and out once or twice, and she'll have it figured out after that. She keeps getting phone calls, I betcha.
Yeah. Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get phone calls until I go live with you.
Yep, that's how it always happens. So,
What side you gonna color?
I'm probably going to color the right side. So,
Yeah, it's easier.
anybody that wants to color this page with us,
Come on
more
in.
than welcome. The link is in the chat if you want to come up and color with us. More than welcome.
I'm gonna use my Ohuhus.
Your Ohuhus. I'm not sure how that'll work on this paper.
I'm not sure either. That's why I'm gonna try it.
Okay. I tried it in Mythographic and it was rough.
Was it?
I think I'm going to use Prismas.
Yeah, I'm already not like. I've only got just a little corner done, and I'm not liking them.
Yep.
There, that doesn't like the paper.
Nope.
It's gonna need a rougher paper. I will be right back.
Okay. Yeah, this paper's real picky. So usually the only thing I use in here is like my Prismas or a softer type pencil.
Okay, got my Prismas. Oh, you'll be proud of me, Kim. I actually colored with markers.
Oh, nice. Why would I be proud of you?
Because you know me and markers.
I do, but I'm a pencil girl now.
Yeah, I know, but still, you know how I am with markers.
Right?
But yeah, I colored
That's awesome.
part of the July calendar.
Oh, yep.
all the flowers with
Yep.
some of the markers I had, metallic markers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still not a fan of them. It's like, yeah, I know. I'll stick with my pencils. Thank you very much. Or my gel
Markers are
pens.
hard to markers are hard to get used to.
Yeah.
If you haven't used them a lot before. Um, I'm used to them because that's all I used to color with. So,
And then I transformed you.
yep. But I think that mermaid picture that I was doing in Enchanted Earth, I think I'm gonna finish that up with markers because I just got a few little things to do and
Mm-hmm.
um,
Oh yeah, the Prismas work a whole lot better
they
on
do.
this paper. I can
Yep.
I can feel them.
Yep.
I mean, like I
They
said,
just
I only did just one little bunch of leaves.
yeah, the prismas just glide across
Yeah.
paper. Yep. I was struggling to make
Yeah.
um a blend with the ohuhus on the paper.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
wasn't even gonna try a blend. I was like, you know what? I don't feel like fighting anything today. If I can't get it to work quickly, then I will switch.
hi Peggy
Hi, Peggy. Hi, Taylor.
and Miss Taylor. I get it, honey. I've had that issue. My dog still to this day, he's 2, and still to this day will go into the bathroom and get just a piece of toilet paper out of the trash can and chew it up. It's like the weirdest thing. He'll just chew it up, spit it all over the floor, and then walk out. I don't know.
Ah, yeah, well, my cat likes to grab onto it and run on the roll.
Yep. I don't know what it is with tissue paper, but
And animals, yeah.
hmm
And you would think that, I was talking about Puff. He's normally my troublemaker. No, it's Elvira.
mm, really,
Yeah,
you never usually hear anything about her because she
no,
doesn't really do anything.
nope, but she will grab onto that toilet paper in a heartbeat.
That's too funny.
So if I don't see her for a while, if she's not up on the couch sleeping or something, I go looking for her. Make sure she's not in there trying to get at the toilet paper.
Right?
Because
Sorry,
that
I'm just
stuff's expensive.
so. Um, I was gonna say good news, bad news, but
Okay.
um, pretty much no good news.
Okay. Why not?
um, my little girl, my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
just went and got tested for congestive heart failure.
Oh, no.
Um, so we shall see.
Yeah.
Everybody, say your prayers
Oh, yeah.
because she has been through a lot.
Yes, she has.
So that's kind of why we were talking for so long. But she just picked up the young one, and you know how that goes. They get in the car, and it's like this happened, this happened, this happened. You wouldn't believe it. Blah, 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 blah. Their mouth go a mile a minute,
Oh,
and
yeah. 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 like I said, I'm enjoying this time.
Right? Yeah, she
Because
told
mine
me
is
that
with her uncle.
a little boy had asked her out, my granddaughter.
Ooh, yeah,
And you know, I mean, out. I don't know what that means for them because where are they going to go? But um,
right.
she said
To
nope.
a movie or something, you know.
Yep, she said nope.
She said no.
She said no. She said no. I'm not ready for that. We're just friends.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yep.
So
I'm
Corey
like,
doesn't have to get his shotgun out.
right? Yeah, that little boy. Any young man or whoever, it's going to be double trouble because between her dad and my husband, it's like, oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Yep, between her dad and her grandpa. Yeah.
Yep. It's going to be funny.
Oh, crap. Yeah, Raven doesn't stand a chance. So,
Yep.
between me, her mom, and her two uncles, and the other part of her protection detail,
Hmm.
the biker club.
Right?
I don't know. Yeah. She, yeah, she's not going to have a lot of fun. You're awful quiet, View. You coming in? Or did you bail on us there?
She's probably doing her reverse collage and watching
Yeah. I watched a little bit of hers last night. That's cool.
her reverse collage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Dee Dee Willingham does it. And the stuff that Dee Dee comes up with is just like friggin' amazing.
Yeah.
It's like holy shit. You would think that picture belonged in the magazine that she covered up
Hmm.
the picture that was there.
Yeah. I know when she was coloring in like the background, I guess, of what she was doing.
Hmm.
That was just really cool.
Yep.
It was like, whoa, okay. Made it look completely, different.
Hmm. I love her the one you did with the um roller coaster.
I didn't see that one.
Mm,
I'll have to go back and.
it's really cool. It's like the track is going off to nowhere in the
Mm-hmm.
yeah, universe, whatever you want to say. And the two people that's on the car, it's just yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, like I said I'll have to go back and try to find it.
Yep, her frog one came out really nice too.
Yeah. Like I said, unfortunately, I haven't seen a lot of those because sometimes View comes on and I don't get the notification
I never get her notifications.
until late.
Yep. I always have to watch back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn it, she was on. What the hell?
I know, right? Well, it was like last night. I got in like the last, 10 minutes of yours.
Mm-hmm.
I know, because
Yeah.
I didn't get the notification. I was going into YouTube to watch other things.
Yep. YouTube's really slacking on
Mm.
notifications lately.
I've gotten hooked on these. Oh, it's like, 49 unbelievable housing laws
Mm-hmm.
and things. It's like, okay, some of this stuff is just like completely stupid.
Yep. But hilarious at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like, and most of it has to do with HOAs,
Hmm.
which I don't live with I don't live in an HOA, and I won't live in an HOA. And I'm sorry, they're not going to tell me what color drapes or what color blinds I can have at my windows.
Yep. Or what you can have in your yard.
Yeah, or in my driveway.
Yep.
You know.
What color mailbox you can have.
Right.
Yep. You can
Where
never
I can
only have.
plant flowers or,
Oh, right. I was going to say, or you can only have a certain color flower, or
Yeah. This one, I don't remember where they said it was, but you can only plant, I think they said yellow or no, blue petunias, and they have to be at least 10 feet away from the street.
Yeah. I'm
It's
good.
like, yeah, okay. Somebody has got way too much time on their hands if they're running around a neighborhood measuring where flowers are.
They really do. They
The
really
thing is,
do.
I don't worry about it because I can't grow flowers anyway.
My younger brother, when they moved back from um Tennessee to Michigan, when my mom was sick, they bought a historical type house,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you
and
have to be real careful with those.
oh dear God, you can't do nothing without getting
Nope,
an okay on those houses.
that's right.
You own it, you pay for it, you do the upkeep, but
Upkeep. You
you
can't do any improvements until
cannot do a. Yep.
till you get the okay. It
Yep.
depends on the house and the property. Like some of them, you can do improvements on the inside. You just can't change the outside.
Yep. Nope.
And then some
Couldn't.
of them you can't change anything.
Yep.
Unless you're like upgrading the electric, things like that.
So when he moved um back to Tennessee, he's like, yeah, I ain't doing that shit again.
Yeah, yeah. And there's one one of the ladies I worked with. Her parents bought a house that was on the historical registry here in Texas, and they could upgrade the electric and the heating and the air conditioning, but that was it. They couldn't put in new windows, they couldn't put in new doors, nothing like that. And like they said, upgrading the heating and the air conditioning was a plus, but without the new windows, it had the 1928 windows or
Right.
whatever windows. I said, yeah, didn't do us a lot of good.
Yep. His roof sprung a leak,
Yeah.
and instead of letting him, update the roof and stuff,
Nope.
and nope, it had to be put back exactly
Exactly. Yep.
how it was. And trying to find stuff that was, the same color
Mm-hmm.
and the same everything 100 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, good luck.
Yep.
And then it cost you like an arm and a leg and a foot and a hand and all that
Right.
shit to get that stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Uh, Now they were allowed to, like, put in a new stove and refrigerator, but they couldn't change the countertops.
No, nothing.
You know,
Yep.
so they were allowed to do a few things, but not many. And the outside, they couldn't do anything to.
Yep.
I mean, if the chimney started, you know, decaying, they had to fix it. Even
Yep.
though the fireplace didn't work anymore.
Yep. There was a tree in his backyard that had gotten some kind of bug. Well, he was just going to cut it down.
Uh-uh.
Nah, doesn't work that way. He had to have that tree treated.
Yep.
And yeah. Mhm. You know how much that shit is?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm like, holy crap.
Yep. Yeah, it's expensive to live in one of those houses.
Yep.
I mean, they're neat, but it's expensive.
Yeah, it was supposedly um who's the lady that did the flag?
Betsy Ross?
Yeah, it's supposedly either her or something to do with
No,
her.
it wasn't Betsy Ross. Or yeah, maybe it was. I don't remember.
I don't either. But
But
whoever did the United States flag, it had something to do with that,
mm,
supposedly. And I'm like, yeah. Was you excited about it when you left as you was when you first bought it?
yeah, really.
He was like, nope.
Nope, not in the least. But yeah,
Nope.
so that's what I was getting ready to do last night when I seen that you were on. It was like, oh, okay, you know. But I was already laying in bed and relaxing, so that's why I didn't come in live. I had that and was mourning over the hockey game. So,
Well, I wasn't gonna go live. That wasn't
mm,
my intentions. I was actually gonna go on with View on hers,
uh,
but by the time I got done with dinner, um, she had gotten off.
yeah, I got on like 2 minutes before she got off.
Yep. And um, so then I came in here and said, well, she's off. I'll just go live. Well, when I went to go live, Ivy Pearl was on. I'm
Oh,
like, well, I can't go live over her.
right.
So I sat here and watched hers, and she always does a real good um live show. So by the time I got done watching her, um, it was, I don't know, 9:30 or something,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to show the picture that I was working on. I'm like, oh, screw it, I'll just go live for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was really good last night. I actually,
Yeah.
after an hour, I got off, and that was it.
Yeah.
I didn't keep going because I don't like being on past my bedtime. Hey, can you take this for a second? I'm getting a phone call.
Yeah. Yeah. She's picky about her bedtime. I am when my granddaughter's home, but she is with her uncle until Tuesday, so I'm not really worried about it. I can stay up. I'm allowed to stay up late now. So, how are you doing, Peggy?
Okay, I'm back.
What? Okay.
I love my kids, but sometimes they do some of the stupidest shit.
Okay.
Call me to ask me such a stupid question. Love you, but don't got
Yeah.
time for that kind of shit.
Right. Ask me something intelligent and I'll answer.
All right.
I know that's like the other day, Tina calls me, right? Or messages me from work, right? She's like, Mom, do me a favor. Call this number and see how late they're open. Can't you look it up? You're on lunch. You know,
Google it.
yeah.
You could have Googled it faster than you
Then you
texted
could,
me.
Yeah, well, she texts fast, so, you know, she's one of those that grew up texting, so,
Right?
but yeah, it's like, really? I did get her to stop volunteering me to babysit her friends' kids.
I used to have that problem with my husband.
I don't know.
Oh, Kim will do it. Kim will do it.
Yeah.
You volunteer me one more time,
Fine,
and
yeah.
you're going to do it.
Right. You know, she was always like, oh, well, Mom will keep them while we go do this. No. You know,
Yep.
quit
Yeah. And
volunteering Mom.
then they get that real embarrassed face
Yeah.
because you said no in front of them. Well, I guess you should have asked first.
Right.
You know, don't be volunteering me.
Exactly.
That was your problem.
So I told her, I said, you better quit volunteering me to watch, I said, I watch my granddaughter. That's hard enough.
Right? Now, have you found, now that you're a grandmother, okay?
I've been a grandmother.
What?
You
Okay,
forget I have a
yes,
25-year-old
I know.
grandson?
Yes, no, I didn't forget. I know, but I didn't know you then. So, do you find that you love your grandbaby to beat all, but then you don't like other little kids?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I used to love kids. I used to
Oh,
love
no, not me.
And now it's like, ugh, these like little brats.
Hmm. Nope, not me.
Yep. Nope. I'm
I
not a
never
kid
have
person.
liked kids.
Yep. Not a
Hell, I
kid
didn't like
person
my
anymore.
own.
You're too funny. I find that really hard to believe.
When she was little, oh, God. She was such a little pain in the rear. She was worse than Raven.
Oh yeah, I get that. All kids have their moments, but
Yeah, she was
yeah.
10 times worse than Munchkin.
Yep. It's like, yeah, I'm just not into other people's children at all.
Nope, me neither. Just keep them away from me.
Not gonna hurt them. Not gonna make them feel bad or nothing.
Oh, don't count on that.
Right?
They're in my house. They start messing up. Yeah, they could get a little crack in the butt.
Yeah, I
Or
won't.
put in a
I
corner.
won't do. I won't touch other people's kids.
Or in the corner. You leave them in my care? Yeah. Now, if their mom's here, then no. But if they're in your care, you take care of them. Yeah, they're going to get put in timeout or, something.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, she had my granddaughter was just like 2, 3 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And this room used to be her bedroom playroom when she was here.
Right.
So all her toys and everything were in here. Well, my daughter thought, it would be okay to have one of her older friends that she went to school with bring her kid over here to play with Lily
Mm-hmm.
while they were visiting with me. That kid walked in my house, snot hanging out its nose. They've been playing outside all day, and okay, well, you can't wipe his nose.
Right.
I don't want that shit in my house.
Exactly.
So she wiped his nose, and I gave her a wet rag to wipe his face off and shit. And it's like, come on, take care of your kid.
Right.
So, anyways, she grew up with my daughter, so I felt like I could do.
Right.
So, the kids come in here to play, and us adults were out there just talking and having a conversation, and I never ever took my eye off my granddaughter. I
Yeah.
could see from where I was sitting, and this little boy picked up one of her like hard toys
Mm-hmm.
and cracked her in the top of the head with it.
Ooh.
As hard as he could. Oh my God. I flew out of my chair like you wouldn't believe. I grabbed that kid's hand. I handed him to his mother. I said, get the hell out of my house.
Yeah.
My daughter's going, Mom, it's okay. It's okay. She's fine. She's fine. I don't care if she's fine or not. I don't care if she turned around and smacked him back, which she didn't, but
yeah.
I don't care. If you can't raise your kid not to do that shit,
right,
then I don't want him around my kid, my granddaughter.
right.
Get him out of my house.
Now, see, Munchkin would have nailed him back.
No, Lily sat there and just bawled so hard.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah, but now Munchkin would have picked something up and hit him back.
And then, being the paranoid grandmother that I am, when she was little, I had to pick up all the toys that this kid touched and wash them and bleach them because, he's got a fucking runny nose and dirty, and it's like, oh my God. So I told my daughter, I said, next time you want to have friends over, have them at your house.
Yeah.
Because that shit's just ridiculous. My kids never walked around with dirty hands, dirty faces, and runny noses. Mm-mm.
No, Raven can't stand it. Her hands get dirty and she's got to go wash them.
Mm-hmm.
She sneezes or something and gets a little snot where she wants a tissue right then.
Yep. That's how my son was. Okay. That's not the color I'm looking for. Where is
she?
Go ahead.
Can't remember what I was going to say.
We were talking about hands dirty.
Oh, yeah. She just, she wants her hands clean.
Yep.
I'll hear her in the bathroom, right? Water's running. Munchkin, what are you doing? Washing my hands. Okay, what'd you get on them? I have my Play-Doh. Oh, okay.
My brother's got twins. They are.
Oh, bless his heart.
Right, one girl, one boy, and they are 11 now, and I think it was 2 years ago. His daughter, for some odd reason, had this thing with playing in the bathroom sink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So every time he turned around, she would be in the bathroom playing in the sink. The sink would be plugged, and water would be running all over the floor.
No, Raven doesn't do that. Munchkin doesn't do that. She doesn't stop the sink, plug the sink. She just lets the water run. And, well, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. Oh. And she just plays in the water. It's like, okay, it's enough. No, I'm still washing my hands. No, get out of the bathroom. And
Yep.
damn thing is, then she'll come out, right, and her hands are just dripping. I'm like, why didn't you dry your hands? Well, you told me to get out. Yeah, okay.
Yep. My
That's what I
son was
have
like
to.
that. Oh my goodness. He had a little friend that lived across the road from us. Well, across the road from us is like a big thing. And when he was like 6 years old, we lived in a house that was an eighth of a mile off the road.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a really super, super long driveway.
All right.
Um, and the little boy across the road, um, they used to play together all the time.
All right.
So he says, Mama and Daddy, can I ride my bike over to so and so's
Mm-hmm.
house and play with him? Well, we could watch him the whole way,
All
and his
right.
mama knew he was coming, and she'd meet him out there, and we said, yes, but you have to walk your bike across the street,
Mm-hmm.
and don't forget to look both ways. So he gets down to the end of the driveway, and he just kept going.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, we told him he had to walk his bike across the road.
Right.
So he gets to the other side of the road, which is the beginning of her driveway. He stops, he gets off his bike
And walks it up the driveway.
and walks it up the driveway.
Yeah.
My husband's like, what the hell is he doing? I said, exactly what you told him. He's like, what? I said, you told him to walk his bike across the street. That's what he's doing. He's
Yeah.
walking his bike across the street. He said, that's not what I meant. I said, but he's 6. He
That's
don't
what
know
you
what the
said.
hell you meant.
Right.
He's doing
Exactly.
he's doing exactly as he's told.
Mm-hmm.
I about died. I about died. I thought I was gonna sit there and like piss my pants just watching this kid walk his bike across the road. My neighbor called me and said, "What the hell's he doing?" I said, "Exactly what he was told."
Yeah.
She said, "Oh my goodness gracious."
Well,
I
that's
said,
like,
"I said, call me when he's ready to leave, and I'll walk down there to get him because I
yeah.
don't want him doing that again."
Yeah. It's like Munchkin likes to bring in our trash and recycle bins from the curb. Okay. Because we have to put them out every Tuesday. Well, my neighbor across the street, Jackie, she's a single lady. Okay. I don't know, she might be my age, maybe a little older. I'm not for sure, but she acts older. Okay.
Hmm.
Put it that way. And, but then I've been told I don't act my age. So, but what the hell? And
Right?
she,
How you supposed to act?
I don't know, but she likes to take Jackie's hands in for her. Well, Jackie only has, she keeps them right at her garage door. And so Raven will, you know, cross the street. And I keep telling her, you got to watch for cars. Don't cross till I get there. Well, if I'm not right there, she'll look both ways and run across the street. I'll get over there, say, Munchkin, what did I tell you? Oh, yeah. Okay. So she'll turn around and walk back across the street, wait for me to get back across, look both ways, and then cross again.
Yeah.
It's all I could do not to crack up,
Yep.
right? And Jackie she'll just about roll down her driveway laughing. I said, well, she's listening. I said, yep. she, uh,
Well, you can say that two different ways.
yeah,
She's listening, but she's not listening.
right. She's good. And then she had a friend of hers over from, I think, Pennsylvania, or I don't know, from out of town anyway, right? And she asked Munchkin, she says, are you the one that takes Jackie's cans in for her. Raven says, "Yes, ma'am. I make sure Miss Jackie's cans are taken up because I don't want her to have to do it." I don't. She says, "Well, that's really nice of you." Raven's like, "Thank you." Uh, she went back and was talking to Jackie and come back, and she said, "Can I give her this?" Right? I said, "What?" She had $40 in her hand
Oh my goodness.
that she wanted to give Raven. I said, "No." She goes, "Oh, for helping Jackie." I said, "No, she doesn't need that." I said, "She does it because she likes Miss Jackie." I
Yep.
don't know. Well, I didn't have time to buy her anything. I said, "That's fine." She goes, "Well, how about just 20?" I said, "No, ma'am, you don't need to do that." You know.
Yep.
So she walked back across the street, come back with a 10. She goes, "Now I'm not going to say no on, not going to let you say no on this one." I said, "Fine." So she gave her $10. Raven was like, "Thank you. I need to go put this in my bank." Uh, woman said, "She's got to put that in her bank." I said, "Yeah, she's got a piggy bank inside." She goes, "Huh, most kids would want to go to the store and spend it." I said, "Nope, she wants to spend my money, not hers."
Yep. Most people don't realize, when they do something good like that, they don't need to be paid. They just need to
Right.
be, you know,
Thanked.
yeah, because you're
Hmm.
trying to teach them how to be a good person and a
Right.
productive person, not a person that does things just to get money.
Get money. Yeah. Yeah. Jackie has
Oh yeah.
feral. Yeah, she has feral cats. Okay. That um, I've helped her TNR. So her clouder is slowly sinking, shrinking, you know.
Right.
And I guess we missed one because at the same time that her friend was here, there was three little kittens.
Oh yay.
Yeah, Munchkin was like, "Oh, Mama, she's got kittens." Yeah,
She's gonna keep kittens.
she's gonna keep them. I said, "We're gonna catch them and get them to the vet and stuff." Uh, so I was gonna do that after her friend left, right? Because her friend was leaving the next day. I got a hold of Jackie. I said, "I don't see the kittens. Are they, in the garage or what?" She said, "No, Leslie took them. That's her friend." I said, "Oh, she took them to the vet?" She says, "Nope, she took them to Pennsylvania with her." Said she wanted them. Okay.
There you Yeah, whatever works. Saved y'all some money.
Oh no, I've got a place that does the TNR for free
Oh,
for
there you go.
feral cats. It's an organization. They do the trap neuter release.
Right.
Clip the ear so that they know that you know, they're
They've been
taking
done
care.
already.
Yep.
Yep.
Ooh, kind of like my tree.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna look. Ah,
I like your tree too. Is it cold there?
is it cold here? It's not warm. It's not real cold either, though. Can you hold it up to the camera just a little bit? That is awesome. You did really, really good.
Thank you.
I like that. I like the
Looks better
colors.
on camera.
I like the colors.
Yeah, I like yours too. Like I said, it
Thank
looks better on camera.
They always do.
I don't know. Okay,
Pretty.
now the tree trunk.
Yeah, that's the hard ones for me.
Yeah. Did you see? I don't know if can you see that on my hand?
The bump.
Yeah.
Yep.
Told my doctor. I said, showed it to him. He goes, "Yeah, it's a I don't know some type of carbuncle type thing or something. I said, yeah, it used to be. I said, my mom used to call them Bible bumps. He goes, yeah, you know why? I said, yeah, because they used to put your hand on the table and hit it with a Bible. He goes, yeah, don't do that. He goes, we don't want any broken bones. I said, no, I don't plan on it.
Yep, I did that to my husband.
Yep. Oh, I've done it before, you know, when I was younger.
Yeah, but his wasn't a Bible bump.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what they that's what they said it was. But when you hit it, it didn't do nothing.
It didn't do anything. Yeah,
It's supposed to break up and
yeah,
be gone.
go away. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, his didn't do anything, and I hit it several times.
You were having fun.
I was. It
And was
was
like, I was having
hilarious.
a good time.
Yep. I'd hit it, and then I'd friggin' damn near pee my pants because I was laughing so hard.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it without him telling me, guys. So, I'm not mean.
Yeah, we'll go with that. No,
see what I had, to put up with?
she really isn't. He's a little scared of her, but she's not mean. He's supposed to be, though.
He's not scared of me.
Hey, Tom was when he was alive. He was scared to death of me.
Well, that I can see. No, Corey's not afraid of me one bit.
Hmm.
Not at all. No.
Like I said.
I am. Yeah. It's a 40-year thing. Yep. We're just gonna leave it alone.
What's a 40-year thing?
Our relationship is just a 40-year thing.
Yeah. Yeah, mine was 49.
Yep. 49 years. Woo-wee.
Yep. He had made it 6 more months, it would have been 50. Well, wait a minute. May, March, June, July. 7 more months. It would have been 50.
That's a long time.
Yep. It was funny because I used to have people ask me, how'd you stay married so long? I said, well, I was too young for Social Security and too old for a paper route, so I stuck with what I had.
You got me on that one. Yep, you got to have patience and you got to have love.
That's right. And trust and,
Yep, communication.
and yeah. Having something in common is always good. Not necessary, but good. Things in common. Um,
I'm
uh,
trying to think. When we
that's
first got
hard.
when we first got married, did we have anything in common? No.
Wow, if you have to think that hard.
Yep.
Yeah, Tom and I did.
One thing, and I can't say it on here.
Okay. Oh, okay. It clicked.
Thank you.
Tom and I did. That drag racing. I don't know.
Nope.
Um,
I'm 6.5 years younger than my husband.
Tom and I were 3 years apart.
So our in common wasn't as in common as people would think.
Mm-hmm.
We loved spending time together.
Right.
Um, and we would, he kind of introduced me to a lot of his stuff. And, I kind of went along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because, he was just friggin' awesome. But yeah, as far as in common per se, yeah, no. Like, we didn't like the same music. He was into rock and roll. I've always been into country. Um, again, six and
Kind
a
of
half.
like Donnie and Marie, huh?
Yeah, I loved Donnie. Donnie was my friend. Like, oh my gosh, I was in love with that man so much. And Sean Cassidy, and
Mm-hmm.
yep, those were my things. um, but and he was old enough to drink, so
Yeah.
all his friends and his family and stuff were, you know, older than me. So yeah, we didn't have in common per se. Like, we would talk all day long, and the two of us would just, we just clicked. But
Right.
yeah, the in common thing, yeah, no. The only thing in common we had was me.
Now, Tom and I had, like you said, drag racing. At the time, we both, I was still into rock music and a few other things. And I don't know. And it was funny because I picked him up on a street corner in July and we got married in October. So, you
Oh
know,
my god, yep, yep. I picked Corey up at a gas station in March, and we were married in August.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. Everybody
Um,
said, "Did what?" I said, "Yep, picked him up on a street corner."
yep,
Why'd you do that? I said, "Because he looked cute."
yep. My mom and I pulled in there to get gas one time, and if I tell you this story, but he pumped our gas. He was working at a gas station. He was the
Mm-hmm.
manager, and uh, I said, "I want to marry that man." My mom said, "What?" I said, "I'm gonna marry that man." She's like, "Yeah, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I married that man.
Yeah. Yeah. Now with time, he worked at this pizza place in town, and they had what they called pizza trucks. Okay, they were like portable or mobile pizza ovens. Okay,
Right.
and they would come through where we lived, and I'd order. My mom and I would order and stuff, and because my dad was working nights. Uh, One night he delivered pizza. Normally he didn't because he was one of the managers, but somebody had called off and he took over the truck, ordered and delivered our pizza. And he left, and my mom looked at me and said, "He's cute, but he's too skinny."
That's funny.
I was like, "Okay, let it go." And I had a friend that worked there, and worked one of the trucks. And I called to see if she was on, running the truck. And as one friend, you know, I got third degree from, finally got the answer I wanted, and we hung up. Well, I guess he had asked her about me, and she told him what kind of car I drove. And that's when cruising was a big thing.
Right.
Okay. Me and a friend
Yeah,
of
I
mine
used to
were,
do that a lot.
yeah, me and another friend were out cruising, and we drove by them, and somebody called my name. So I pulled over. I don't know. What the hell, right?
The chances we took back then,
Yeah.
holy shit. You
I,
couldn't do that nowadays.
no, no. I pulled over, and his one friend came running up to my car, right? Looked in the window and went, "Yeah, you are as cute as Brenda," and walked away. What the hell? Yeah. I get out of the car and I'm like, "Excuse me?" I don't know. He goes, "Yeah, you are as cute as Brenda," and walks off. And I'm like, "And who the fuck are you?" I don't know. "Oh, I work with him." And I knew who Tom was. I didn't know his name, but I recognized him. I said, "Oh, you work with him too?" Bucky was like, "Yep," and walked away. Well, my friend that was with me was like, "Okay, I got to meet this guy. He's cute." Talking about Bucky.
Right.
So we stood there and we talked a little bit and stuff. And, you know, then I got in my car and left. And he, next time we ordered a pizza, Tom delivered it again. I said, "Oh, you work in the truck again?" He goes, yeah. He goes, "No, actually, I just wanted to know if you wanted to go out." I'm like, "Sure. When?" He's like, "Well, I get off at 9." I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "I'll pick you up." I said, "Okay." So he showed up and picked me up, and the rest was history. I don't know. But it was funny because I wouldn't leave the house on a date until my dad got home. Uh, when he was working construction, because he was an iron worker. He built the, I don't know what they call it now, but it used to be the John Hancock Tower in Chicago. He worked on that. And he worked on the Sears Tower. You know, uh, at the time, the iron workers didn't wear all the safety
Hold
gear.
on. Hold on.
Mm.
Thank you, Taylor, very much. Yeah, I can't wait to see yours. She says our trees look amazing.
Oh, thank you, Taylor. Are you there to jump in with us?
She's doing something.
Mm.
She said she'd do it later.
Yeah, okay. And I wouldn't leave the house until he got home, because I mean, they didn't have, and we lived, like 45 minutes outside of Chicago and on the Indiana side. My dad had this really bad habit of, if he knew I had a date coming, he would, and when you walked into my parents' home, it was like a side door that you came in. You came in
Mm-hmm.
through the utility room, and then the kitchen was there,
Yep.
and it was an eat-in kitchen. And my dad used to sit at the table without his shirt on, and he very seldom did that. Okay, the only time he did that is if I had a date. He'd sit there, and as he relaxed, his muscles in his back would jump. Now, my dad was a small man. Okay, he was only like 5'2", maybe 140 pounds. Okay, that's why he made such a good iron worker, because he was small. He'd sit there and let those muscles jump when my boyfriends walked in. Yeah, that was the way he intimidated all my boyfriends.
Interesting.
Like I said, he wasn't a big man. He wasn't a violent man, you know. But he'd sit there and let those muscles jump, and he'd tell him, "Have her back at such and such time." Yes, sir. And believe me, they had me back then, no matter what I said.
Right?
So
I was in my senior year of high school when I met my husband. So there wasn't a whole lot of um how do I say, like my mom wasn't as strict as she would have been if I was like 15 or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
Um
Oh, I was out of college when I met. I finished my first year of college when I met Tom.
right.
But that didn't matter. I lived in my dad's house, and that's the way it was.
Nope. I got, and my mom kind of knew she was kind of um outdone on this one
Yeah.
because she could just see it, you
Yeah.
know.
She was on the losing end there. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I would get out of school on Friday and come home, take a shower, and pack my shit, and I'd be gone till Sunday evening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yeah, she never would have done that with anybody else but my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was dating a guy that was 10 years older than me before my husband.
Yeah.
And oh man, there ain't no way. I had to be home at a certain time, or trust me, she was not going to put up with anything but.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just something about my husband and her and I and everybody, we just all clicked, and that's just all there was.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. That was my mom. She loved Tom to death. You know. She actually told me when we announced that we wanted to get married. She said, "Fine, but I'm going to tell you something. You guys ever divorce? He's coming home. You're not." Okay.
Gee, thanks a lot, Ma.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom. Love you too.
Right? Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. My dad liked him too, though. My dad loved him.
I think
Eh,
Tom would have been a hard person to dislike.
Yeah, he was a pretty lovable guy.
Yep.
I mean, he had his bad points, but most of the time
Well,
he was pretty good.
who doesn't?
But
You
then
know
we
what I
all
mean?
do.
Hard to
Hell,
say,
he
yeah.
put up. With me.
Yep.
Oh, it's funny when we got married. My dad told him, he says, "I'm going to tell you one thing. You treat her good. You support her to the standard she's used to being." He says, "And if you ever touch her in anger, don't ever close your eyes." He said, "Because if I don't kill you, she will."
You know, the funny thing is my mom didn't have to tell my husband that. My husband's dad told him that.
Yeah.
He says, "You ever touch her?" And he says, "That'll be the last person you touch."
Yeah.
And that was his dad. I'm like, holy shit.
Now, Tom's biological father and his stepfather, neither one were in the picture when we got married. So,
His daddy was a big boy.
uh,
He had like 54-inch um can't can't remember if it was his biceps or his chest. But yeah,
mm,
he was just a big dude. Just a big dude.
yeah. Well, that was my dad. I mean, his arms and stuff were huge for as
Yep.
small a man as he was. You know,
Oh
but like
yes.
I said, as an iron worker,
Yeah.
that's where it came in from.
His dad was like 6 foot, 6'1",
Oh
somewhere in
yeah,
there.
no. Like I said, my dad was like 5'2". He would have made a hell of a jockey, put it this way.
Right.
That's how, small he was. But he was an iron worker and he had the muscles to show it.
Yep. As soon as I started to,
Hell, he fell off the Sears Tower. Fell 40 feet, hit the ground, hands and feet, got up, worked the rest of the day, and came home. We had to cut his work boots off of him when he got home because his feet swelled that bad.
right?
Soaked him in Epsom salt that night. Got up next morning, went right back to work.
Yeah, parents were so tough back then, weren't they?
Yeah,
People weren't like they are now.
no. Hell, now people get a paper cut in their. Oh
In the
my
emergency
God.
room,
Yeah. I was
I'm
like,
gonna, I'm gonna get the flesh-eating disease.
yeah.
Yep. Don't let your kids play in the mud.
I
Play
can't
in it?
eat it.
Hell, we used to eat it,
Yeah, really. I was going to say, playing it? Munchkin
right?
tries to eat it.
Right?
But it's
Yeah,
funny, okay? She's
mud
hilarious.
pies.
Okay? She is hilarious, right? She loves roly polies.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know, that's me. Those things creep me out. Okay? She loves them. But a fly terrifies her.
Yep, that's a typical little girl.
And she loves snakes. Yeah, me and her have discussions about those a lot.
But a
She loves
fly
king
terrifies
cobras.
her.
She thinks king cobras are just the greatest.
Mm.
I'm like, okay. But a
A
bug,
fly. A
yeah, a
fly
fly,
terrorizes her.
yeah, a fly or any, like bumblebee, you know, cockroach, anything like that, just terrifies her. And I blame it on Shuggy, the one woman at the daycare, okay? Because she was that way. I mean, Tina had to actually go up there one day and pick up a dead bug off the floor in the office because Shuggy was just terrified. It was like, really, Shuggy? It's
Yep.
dead. I don't care. It's like, oh my God.
Ooh, I think we're gonna get a storm.
We
The
got one
wind's
this
picking. The
morning.
wind's picking up, and it's getting dark out there.
It's 79 here.
It is. Um.
No, doesn't look like we're going to get any more. We had rain last night, early this morning.
70.
I'm showing 79 on my watch.
Yeah, it's 70 here.
Well, I got my tree done, most of it. Oh, forgot a piece up here. Little branch up here that's hiding from me.
I don't like doing the bark, so I moved on to something else.
You don't like doing the what?
The tree trunk.
Oh. I like them when they're already got the lines in them. They already look textured.
Right.
You know. See, we're done.
That's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Good job.
Okay, I'm liking this a lot more than I thought I would.
Yep, you just gotta jump in and his books can be intimidating, but they're not really.
Yeah. Okay, now what do I want to do?
They're actually kind of easy.
Well, some of them are a little too much, I guess.
Well, that's what I said when we were picking them out. I said she's
Mm.
not going to want to do like a lot of these pictures because a lot of them are just
These don't seem as bad as
yep,
some of the others.
yeah.
You know, some of his other books. They're just like way too, got too much going on. I can't keep up. I like a
Well,
book
see,
I.
there's a way to do that.
Okay.
Um, where
Don't
you
stop.
kind of do it the same way you do this one. You kind of do it the same way you do this one. Okay, you pick one spot
Yeah.
or one thing, and you do one thing at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time you know it,
You got it
you
all done.
right.
Okay, should I do the house or the lights?
What do you feel like doing?
I don't know.
I did the lights, but now it kind of looks like I don't know what I'm doing because I put the stuff coming out from the lights a little bit. So I remember when I colored the sky that it's coming out from the light a little. You know, the there's a name for that. Um,
A reflection.
anyway, like well, it's not reflecting off anything, but here, see what I mean?
Yeah, the aurora. The
Like
yeah,
the glow.
the glow. Yeah, you did it outside the.
Yep. And now it kind of is bugging the hell out of me because it's like I just want to fix it. And
Mm-hmm. I don't think I want to do the lights. I think I'm going to do the house. Just, I wish I could, like, a lot of people, they pick their, like, color palette.
their colors.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
before they ever start.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. I've
Why not?
tried. I don't stick with it.
So you've got green and you've got brown.
Yeah.
So what color goes good with green and brown?
Oh, hell, I don't even do that. I just go by with what I want.
Well, I tried to help you out a little bit, but
Yeah, I know. But, yeah. I mean, like some people pick their entire color palette. Okay, we're gonna do the tree in green and
I
brown.
can't.
We're gonna, huh? You
I
do that?
can't. Yeah, I go fly by night.
Yep, that's me.
Mm,
It's like, okay, now what color do I want to work with?
yep, I'm a fly by night type of gal.
Yeah, that's me. It's like, okay, we're gonna do it this color.
Yep.
Me
I don't ever remember doing that. Even as a kid, it's like
neither.
we just picked a color.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, there's some of them I watch that, you know, okay, well, this is the color palette that we're going to use. And yeah, no, know.
Yeah, and some of them make them like they're gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not saying they're not. They come
Right.
out beautiful. But I just, I don't know.
Like you, yeah, I can't. Mm-mm.
It's going to sound weird, but the coloring book is not going to tell me what to do.
Yeah, it's just I have a problem with. Okay, you picked that color palette.
Yeah.
Now, what color are you coloring? What's on the page? Like, say you have orange, green, and blue. What is going to become orange? What's going to become green? And what's going to become blue?
Right.
and when you do one thing orange and one thing green and one thing blue, you got to do the opposite to the other side, or you got to keep it going. Like, okay, well, this is blue. I can't do blue here. I got to do like orange or green.
Right.
Yeah, no, sorry. I can't.
Yep. I know. That's me.
If I pick a palette, it's because I'm either doing a mandala and I only need like 3 or 4 colors.
Right.
And it's okay. Well, this is green here. I'm gonna do orange here and blue here, and yep, nope.
Yep. Right there with you. That's me. It's like I said, I'm not going to have a coloring book tell me what to do. I'm going to do it myself. I know.
Right.
That's like on my calendar.
It turns out like shit. It turns out like shit, and you move on.
It's like on my calendar. Okay. I've got a blue duck and a pink duck.
So I've done this page before.
Well, you have.
Yes, I have.
So you got 2 of those books?
No, this is the compilation book. I've got the book that this picture originated from.
Oh, okay. So you're.
And
what am I in? Oh, okay.
You're in the compilation.
This is the compilation, the one with the owl on it?
This is a compilation of several of his books.
Okay, the one with the owl on it.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
The reflections.
Yeah.
Yep.
Didn't know that. Okay.
I'm going to put me on big screen.
Okay.
These are the ones I did before.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And you have this book.
What book?
So you get to do these again.
Okay, what book is that in?
Worlds Within Worlds.
Oh, okay.
So if you mess these up, or you think you messed them up, you get to do them again.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's see. I remembered doing these. I didn't remember what colors I did. But now I remember.
Now that you look at it, yeah.
But I think
Miss Mew, you still around?
I don't think. Well, she might have come back. It went down from 4 to 2, and now it's back up to 4 again. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it goes. This goes there. That goes there. This goes there. So this comes out and goes there. I'm trying to figure out what part is shoelace and what part is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If I mess it up, I mess it up. I don't care. It is what it is. It's hard to tell the way some of these artists draw their pictures of what's what.
Right.
So I'm getting to where I'm getting frustrated with it. So I just color it how I think it should be.
Mm-hmm.
That's the right way, then.
Yep, that's me.
It is now.
If that's not what it was supposed to be, well, too bad.
Yep.
It is now. I
Yep.
ran into that up here in the trees. It was like, okay, is that sky or is that part of You know, it was like, okay, I'll do it the way I want it.
Yep. Is that sky? Is that branch? Is that, what is
Leaves.
that?
Yeah.
Yep. So, it's not that I don't care. I want my
Mhm.
picture to look nice, but I mean, something's got to give.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here for 3 days to try to figure out what something is.
Exactly.
I just ain't got time for that. Okay. So now you got to figure out what part is shoe and what part is house.
Hmm. I think this up right through here is house.
Yes, but see by the signs down here, right in here, how the signs got a gap, and
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, so
Yeah,
you got
I
to
think like through here might be shoe.
yep,
Like right in here,
oh, yep, shit,
and
that's
then
okay. Now
and
you're
then
gonna
that
run into the
flower.
same problem I just did,
Okay.
and I'm gonna erase it because that's not how I wanted it. Underneath this sign with the fish
Mm-hmm.
where I'm erasing, that's the sole of
Shoe.
the
Yeah.
shoe. Yeah, and I just colored it the same color as the shoe.
Oh, okay. Ouch.
Doggone it. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Yep. Oh, good.
What?
I colored the sole of the shoe the color of the shoe.
Hmm.
Okay, that's that. That's that.
So have you used your eraser that I sent you? The kneaded.
Hang on. Um,
I haven't used mine, so
hang on. Hold that thought. I know it's under something.
okay. So I'm going to take that as a no. I haven't used it.
Well, the needed one I haven't. The stuff that you sent me in a basket.
Yeah.
It was sitting right here. Here it is. I totally missed it. I knew it was right there. I'm like, it was just right here. Where the hell did it go? Yeah, no. So this one? Nope. I've never used one of these. Have you?
Kneaded eraser.
Yeah.
I used it before. I haven't used it in a long time. They don't erase everything, but they lift a lot of it. If that makes
Right?
any sense.
It does. It does. It does. I'm going to set that out because I think, well, let's see. We're going to try something new, y'all.
See, I got mine in this.
Okay. See, that's probably part of the problem. It's like once I open it, what do I put it in?
Yeah.
Um,
Just put it back in the bag. Put it in a Ziploc
yeah,
bag.
I can't. I'm gonna have to put it in a Ziploc because I just ripped the.
Yeah. Yeah.
the
Just
bag.
put it in a Ziploc.
Oh, it's gooey.
Uh huh.
Is it
Yeah. It's almost like
my sticky?
silly putty.
Ew. Oh, it stinks.
Until you get it kneaded up, yeah, it will.
Ew.
Then don't use it. I got them free, so
It feels like a booger. Yeah, I'm kind of girly. Sorry. Now I know why I haven't used these.
now see, mine feels like silly putty. It's just sticky.
Sticky and gooey and ooey.
But then I've gotten mine kneaded too, so once you knead it up, it's not as bad. I guess I should have put it in a little container for you before I sent it to you.
Oh no,
Kneaded
that's
it
okay.
up. No, I kneaded it up.
That's all right because I'd still have to touch it. It's a texture thing. It's a texture thing.
Like I said, then just chunk it.
Nope, I'm gonna use it. It was given to me, and I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, that's all you do is just tap it and then knead it.
Knead it and tap it and knead it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
I have to send her rubber gloves to use with it.
Oh my God! Don't do that! Don't do that! Because if I touch it with rubber gloves, then it's going to be even worse.
You don't like rubber gloves either?
Then I can't feel it, but I can just feel myself touching something ooey gooey, soft and nasty.
Yeah, I'm not going there.
Yep. I'm just not an ooey gooey type of person.
You have to discuss that with Corey.
No, no, it would feel like I don't know,
Yeah, no,
like
I'm not
playing
going
with
there.
a ball of shit or something, you know? Like, oh my God. Like it's in my head.
Wow.
Right? I told you. I'm sorry. It's just I'm a texture person. All right.
Ew, that didn't sound good.
Yeah, I get a little excited and sometimes it don't. All right, what do these go to? I don't remember. Right, we'll just put those somewhere else. That's a problem. I keep moving stuff to do stuff, and then I don't remember what I did with the stuff. It's like, okay, it used to be here, but I moved it. Where did I move it to?
Right.
Okay, so got it in
I
a
was
little, like right here. See?
mm,
So that
okay.
ought to keep it.
Yeah, I was looking for something earlier, and I don't remember what it was, but I must have wandered around in my bedroom 10 minutes. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, I know it's in here. Oh, it was a push pin, right? So I can hang my calendar back up.
Right.
I could not find a damn push pin anywhere in there. I'm like, I know I had it in there. Got ready to walk out, glanced over, and it was like, it kind of went like, here I am. I was like, damn.
Yeah, you kind of
Hide.
wonder how the hell that happened.
Yeah. Shit
It's
hides
like
on me. I swear it does.
it's like okay, you weren't there 2 seconds ago.
Right.
I swore I looked. Yep.
Oh.
Now it's funny because if my husband will ask me, "Do we got any of this?" or "Do you know where this is at?" Man, I can spurt it out in a second. Yep, it's right here. It's right here. It's right here. I know where everything's at. When I go to look for something, I can't find shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Tina and I have decided that we don't have to buy uh, mac and cheese for a while.
Uh oh.
Went to the store the other weekend. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, do we need mac and cheese? And she's like, I don't. She goes, yeah, I think so. I said, okay. Well, they had the Velveeta mac and shells on sale. Five.
For 5.
No, I think it was 5 for 8 or something. Uh, but or 5 for 10. That's what it was. $2 a box. No, doesn't sound right. Maybe it was 5 for 5, but it was 5 for something. I was like, oh, okay, that's a good price. Let's go ahead and pick up 10 of them because we'll use them.
I do
Raven
that.
loves mac and cheese, right? Got home, and evidently that sale was on the other week when she went to the store by herself. We have 15 boxes of macaroni and cheese.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, I think we got enough.
Um. Yeah. So my husband. Um. Okay. Let's start. I'll start from the beginning. So I always used to go through the house and make a list. Okay. Of
Mm-hmm.
what we needed. So my husband has gotten into the habit of going through the house and making a list of what we need. Well, now that it's just the two of us, I pretty much it's in my head, I pretty much already know what we're out
Right.
of and what we need. Well, evidently I'm not as good as I thought I was. Because um we like to eat that Hormel chili
Mm.
on like burritos for lunchtime.
Okay,
Make like a little wet burrito or something, throw some
yeah.
lettuce on top of it, whatever. And I absolutely love chili fries.
Yeah.
So on nights that we have like hot dogs or hamburgers or whatever, we'll make
Mm-hmm.
chili fries. Um, so I always keep like sticks in the house for the month. Okay.
Okay.
So evidently they had a sale or something. I don't know. Because last month I got 6 chilies and we brought them home and there was already 10 in the cupboard.
Oh, jeez. Yep. Yeah, we like buying the chili. I don't remember the name of it, but you can get it with beans or no beans.
Yep.
You know, and we buy it with no beans. One, we like it better, and two,
Right.
but it's funny because when we make chili, we put beans in it.
Right.
but we use it for, like you said, chili burgers or chili dogs.
Yep.
And the other thing we like to do is take um, ow, um, Fritos, the scoops,
Mm-hmm.
cook the chili, put onion and cheese in it, and then
And
dump it over the scoops.
yep.
You know, we really like that.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. That's good. Um. So yeah, I get it. We used to get the Cadbury. I think it was called Cadbury chili sauce
hmm
or hot dog sauce,
Right.
which is chili but with no beans.
With no beans. Yeah.
It's just got a little bit of kick to it.
Right.
Um, but you know, we were eating more of the other stuff than we was of the Cadbury, and I'm like, well, why buy both?
Right.
That's just
Right.
kind of silly. Um,
Exactly.
so we stopped buying that, and now we just buy the
By the
regular.
chili. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah. So now I've got like a shit ton of chili in there,
Yeah.
but it's good. I like to have a
Yeah.
stash, so I'm good with that.
hmm
It's not like it won't get used,
Right. Or it won't go, it's not like it'll go bad,
right?
you know. And that's,
Yeah. Now,
that's
if
with
I would
us.
have done that with like whole cheese or fresh
Right.
cheese or something like that, then I'd be a little upset because
Yeah.
you
Because
know,
that will, yeah, that'll start molding.
yeah, and you can freeze cheese, but when you take cheese out, like the chunk cheese, when you take it out and you go to cut a piece off of it, all it does is crumble.
Ew. Yeah.
Once it's thawed,
No.
it'll crumble into like little crumbly pieces.
Yeah.
It still tastes the same. It's just instead of having slices, you'll have crumbles.
Yeah. No.
Yep.
That's like freezing milk. No.
Oh, see, I don't mind doing that because we've done that for years. So,
No.
um,
I don't freeze milk. I don't freeze bread. No.
yep, I've done the freezer bread too. In fact, I got like probably 4 or 5 of them in my freezer now. Um, I don't mind
Now,
doing
if
that.
it's frozen bread that I've bought, that's different. But like, fresh bread, sandwich bread and stuff, no. I can't freeze it.
No, it's sandwich bread,
I can't freeze it. I can't freeze milk.
right?
I can't drink it afterwards. I don't drink that much milk to begin with. Okay. I'm not a big milk person. Never
Right.
have been.
Well, see, living out here, you learn to get over that kind of stuff because you can't just run to the corner store to get milk when you're out of it. Um, and when my kids were little, we went through the milk.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I know.
I we
We'll go through 2 gallons of milk in a week between Raven and Tina.
yeah, and I was as far away from town as I am now.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little further. So um, yeah, there's little country stores here and there, but you know, they're still not within walking distance.
Right.
Um, and when my kids were little, we only had one car, so
Mm-hmm.
you just learn to um, plan ahead,
Right.
and you got over um, the freezer milk thing because you know I was sometimes very happy that I could go in my freezer without a gallon of milk,
Right.
um, for the next day.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, and some people,
Yep.
it's what they do.
Yep.
My mother-in-law, even though she lived in town, she used to freeze her milk and her
Right.
bread. You know. Tom hated it,
Hmm.
but you know, and so you know, it was. I never did. You know, I mean, yeah, my grandparents had their farm and stuff, but we weren't. You know, town was about
You guys had
five
fresh
minutes
milk.
away. No, they didn't have cows. They had chickens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had chickens and bunnies, and but town was about 35 minutes away. You know, in a car on
Right.
horseback. You know, um, if I took one of the horses up, I could cut through the fields, and it was 20 minutes. So it wasn't that bad.
Right.
You know, and but my mom and dad always lived in city limits. Put it that way. I mean, not downtown type stuff, but in subdivisions. And that's like here, we've got grocery stores. I mean, we've got one store that's like I could walk to it if I wanted to, but I won't shop at it because it kind of scares me. You know
Okay.
that I've been in there once, and it's kind of like it's almost like a warehouse type store.
Mm,
Okay, but it's not. I mean, because I shop at Costco. Okay,
right.
I have no problem shopping at Costco or Sam's. Okay, but this one, instead of having like the racks and stuff, they're just kind of set out on pallets.
Mm,
Yeah, that kind of bothers me.
I
So
think God
it's
only
like,
knows how long they've been sitting there.
yeah. So it's kind of like, yeah, no, I ain't shopping there.
Yeah. We got a
Not
gro-
happening.
we got a grocery store in town. Um, well, I shouldn't say that. The next town over.
Hang on.
That um, but they get their deliveries in. I'll tell her again when she comes on. They get their deliveries in the mornings, and they'll let it sit out in the aisle until they decide they've got time to put it away. Now, mind you, this is frozen foods and meats and shit like that. Technically, you're not supposed to let things thaw and then refreeze them. Um,
Okay,
it's not.
I think I'm back.
You are.
Okay. Yeah. For
So
some reason, uh, my Freestyle Libre went off,
hmm,
saying I was high, but I don't know why. So,
so they let it set out, and by the time they've gotten to it, and I've seen this, I've witnessed it firsthand. Um, that most of it has thawed, and then they just throw it in the freezer.
oh yeah, no,
It's like, yeah, that's not a good thing.
no,
So I don't shop there.
yeah.
You know, pick up maybe some 2 liter pop or, um, yeah, that's pretty much all I go in there for.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe a salad dressing that we're out of, or I forgot at the grocery store and we're on our way back, and that's the only store that is available to stop at. then I'll run in and grab some salad dressing or something, which I have done that a lot.
Well, thanks, Taylor.
For
Yeah, I
what?
color a lot faster when I'm talking to somebody than I do when I'm by myself.
Yes.
When I'm by my, if I was by myself, I'd be lucky to have the tree done. I get distracted when I'm by myself.
Now, see, I don't. I came in here yesterday and I colored for probably a good hour, hour and a half before I came online
Wow.
um, by myself and just listened to Ivy and, I listened to finished my audiobook before I even got into all that. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, yep, I like to come in here and just turn on my audiobooks and
Yeah.
close the door and say, "Yep, I'm done with the world for a while."
I just think
Mhm.
it's adorable that um, Corey Knox.
Oh, yep,
That is just so sweet.
yep. He is very respectful.
I say I never when I had my craft room. Okay, I never shut the door, so you know Tom didn't have to knock. He would, but he would say my name as he was coming down the hallway.
Right.
You know, he'd call me as he was coming down the hallway.
Yep. I shut the door because one, he watches TV,
Uh huh.
and um, I don't want my stuff to interfere with his stuff.
Right.
It's it's kind of that's not fair.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
and I don't want to get copyright either. So
Yeah. Well, that's like with. But see, I don't. I never went live or you know
right,
anything like that. And then like when you and I, you didn't have your YouTube channel then. We would just
we were
do it.
just FaceTiming.
Yeah, we were just FaceTiming. You know.
Yep.
But yeah, I didn't. And that's a shoelace. That's a shoelace. That's a shoelace.
He always came in and said hello though.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
sweetheart.
I'm trying to figure out what's shoelace and what isn't.
I just went through that problem.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want to see mine?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it on big screen. Okay. Oh, I see where I messed up one.
Okay, I'm on the right track.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Um, Miss Taylor, why are you proud of me? He said she's cruising.
Hmm. Yeah.
People used to tell me a long time ago, um, that I was a fast colorist.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Yep.
I have tried for many years to kind of slow it down a little bit. But when it's something like this and there's a lot of space and you don't have to really be all that particular with it, because even if you screw it up, it's not like it's not fixable.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I can just cruise along with this stuff. It's not like there's a lot of intricate anything.
Yeah, it's just figuring out the shoelace thing, really.
Yep. Oh,
Hmm. Because you're coloring right along. I playing no what? Oh.
no games.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm taking my time in that one because I have a plan for that one, and it's stuff that I have never done before. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I do that. There's pictures I take a long time to color because I just want them to turn out a certain way.
Oh.
And, yep. I've got one in my Serene that I started, and I know what color I want to do her. Oh, what do they call the Oriental outfits that they wear? Is it muumuus? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I know what color I want it, but I'm not sure I want it that color. So I'm having a hard time figuring out exactly what color I want it to be. I keep bouncing back from red to emerald green.
I'll go with emerald green. Red's so traditional.
Yeah, but I think it would look good with her black hair.
Yeah, but so would the emerald green.
Mm-hmm. But I don't
Um,
know. I might want it traditional.
yeah.
See, that's the thing. I don't know. Um, because green is kind of traditional for them too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, and it's been quite a while.
Yeah, what book is that in?
Serene.
Ah.
Corey got it for me for my birthday last year or the year before.
Mm-hmm. What's I don't remember the name of the one book that I showed you.
Oh, Moo Moo Girls.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You bought that book for both of us.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't remember the name of it.
Yep.
I thought I bought
Momo.
it for you. I wasn't
Momo
sure.
Girls.
Momo
Mm-hmm.
Girls, yeah. Yeah, I think I bought it for you and me and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, someone who shall be nameless.
Yep.
Because I got screwed on that one too.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the Disney silhouettes too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I thought we had quite a few of the same books. I couldn't. Because, see, some of them, I got up in the attic um, the other weekend. I can say that Tina's not home. Oh, yes, I got up there myself. Proud of
I
myself. I got up there and
don't
got down all by myself.
don't want to hear it.
I didn't have to call the fire department.
Don't want to hear it.
I can't do ladders, Taylor.
You're
I
not
can go up them.
supposed to be doing ladders.
I'm not supposed to, number one. Number two, I have a hard time coming down the ladder because I forget I'm on the ladder and I step off of it. But I got up there because there was a box up there that I thought still had some of my coloring stuff in it. And I found some of my other books
Oh,
that
that's
I
cool.
thought I lost. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And Mooma Girls was in that one, or however you pronounce it.
Momo.
Momo. Momo.
M-O-M-O.
Yeah. And it was in there. I was like, yes.
Yeah, because back when those were popular, they were not cheap.
No.
Mm.
I don't even remember what I paid for them. Not that it really matters, but kind of does, but it kind of doesn't type thing.
Well, it's one of those. It's a higher end book. Is all that.
Yeah. Kimonos.
It was
Thank you,
popular in
Taylor.
its day, and huh?
You were talking about what the name of the Japanese or gown is.
Oh, kimonos. I'm like, what is she calling me? I'm like, what the hell is that? Kimono. Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, I got on a ladder one time, and my husband had to call the fire department to get me down because I would not come down. Then one time I got on one and stepped off of it. And I didn't
So
break anything, but I was pretty well bruised up.
my husband is a big hunter. He loves to go hunting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the day, um, we got our kids off to school, and I would go with him sometimes. You know, sometimes you just got to do things with your spouse that you don't necessarily want to do, but you do.
Right.
So, um, he always had this thing with, he liked to sit up off the ground.
Mm-hmm. In a blind.
Me, I like to sit on the ground. Okay. Um, so he talked me into getting up in one of his deer blinds. Oh dear God. I am scared to death of heights. Okay. But hey, for the old man, we're going to do this. We can do this. So he finally got me up there. um, Now all this is a homemade ladder
Mm-hmm.
and a platform.
Right.
There's no sides.
No.
There's no walls.
No,
There's
the
just
tree is the blinds.
it's a platform and a ladder
Right.
to a person that is scared to death of heights. Okay. So he gets me up there. I'm in all this hunting gear because it's freaking cold outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally get turned around and sat down because I'm scared to death to go near the sides of this thing. So turning around and sitting down and stuff. That to me was a thing, you know?
Yeah, that was an accomplishment.
Right. So now when you hunt, you get up there when it's dark
Mm-hmm.
and
You're quiet.
we don't come down until it's time to go get the kids.
Kids, right. Sit up there and wait.
So you're talking from like 6, 7 in the morning
Mm-hmm.
to like 3 in the afternoon.
Right.
Okay. To a girl that's scared to death of being in heights with nothing around her.
And nothing to do.
I didn't need anything to do. I was too scared to move. I stayed in one spot the whole friggin' time.
Yeah.
I was so deathly afraid to move that you wouldn't have believed it. So then it's like time to go, okay? So then he comes over and he says, "Let's go. We got to go get the kids." I'm like, how do I get down? He's like, "You go down the ladder."
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Same way you got up.
I'm like, no." He's like, "What?" I'm like, no. Like, the ladder's straight up and down. How am I supposed to get down the ladder? He
Mm-hmm.
says, "You turn around and you go down the ladder." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Kim, turn around and go down the ladder." I'm like, no." He's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ." He says, "Well, unless you want to jump,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to." I'm like, "You didn't tell me that." He says, "Well, how the hell did you think you were getting down?"
Right. You got up there. How the fuck do you think you were getting down?
Right. I said, "I didn't think that far." So he's like,
God, I could just see Corey.
right? So when you turn around to go down the ladder, most people bend their legs to find the bottom of the ladder. Okay. So I get on my belly because I'm not standing up in this fucker. Okay. I'm barely friggin' moving. So I'm on my belly. And he's like, "Kim, put your legs down. Kim, put your legs down." No. Kim, put your legs down. No. So I've got all these clothes on. I'm up in this ladder, like way up there. And my legs are sticking out like down here. And my ass is sticking out there. And my body's on the platform. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine? Okay. So he finally gets me to bend my legs so I can find the damn first step. He's going, "Kim." I'm like, "You."
Yeah.
I ain't never doing this shit again.
Right.
I'm getting pissed because I'm scared. I'm so scared.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting pissed because I won't come down the damn ladder.
Because you won't get down, right?
Right? He's like, he can't figure out why his wife that, don't have a problem doing anything won't come down the damn ladder.
Right.
Well, I wanted at the beginning, I wanted to go down it front ways so I could see what I was doing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, it's straight up and down. You can't, Kim, you cannot do that. You will fall and break your neck.
Yeah.
No, I won't. Turn around and come down the damn ladder. like you're supposed to. We argued about this for like 20 minutes. He's like, if you don't get your ass down this fucking ladder, I'm leaving you.
Yeah, really.
And if I wouldn't have been, if I would have thought I could have made it through the next morning, I would have said, fine, fucking go.
Yeah, go. I'm
I'm
good.
not coming down. But I would have been scared to death to sleep because I would have been afraid I would have rolled out of the
Oh,
fucker.
yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't have a choice. I had to get down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. So bad. I never, ever, ever, ever did that again.
Yeah.
If he wanted me to go out hunting with him, he had to build me a ground blind. And then I was cool. Then I would go out and not have a problem whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have a good old time. But, yep, nope. Never, ever again do that.
It's like, oh, we were helping his brother when we lived in Indiana build his garage, right? Excuse me, smoke. And kind of smoke move. Don't ask me why I thought I could do this, okay? But they were shingling the roof. And I thought,
Oh, dear
oh,
God.
the nail gun looked cool, okay? That's the only thing I can think of. I thought, oh, hell, I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I climbed the ladder, right? Like I said, I have no problem going up. None at all. Coming down, that's a different ass story.
Yep.
Okay. I get up there, right? Mess with the nail gun for a few minutes. Decide, yeah, it's not as fun as what I thought. Now I'm walking around on the roof, okay, of this garage. I don't have a problem with that either. I go over by the ladder and I made a mistake of looking down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell no. Right? I sit down cross legged, right? Or as Raven, my granddaughter says, crisscross applesauce, right? Tom and Gary both come over and they're like, you okay? Nope. You going down? Nope. So what do you mean, nope? I ain't going near the edge. So, do you know how freaking high this is? They're both like, yeah, we built it. I'm like, I'm not, no, not happening. Wrong number. Try something else. They're like, you have to get off the roof. Who says?
Right. Make me.
I'm like, who says?
Yep.
Tom's like, babe, come on, you got to get down. It's going to get cold tonight. I said, throw me a blanket. You're like, he can't stay up here. Uh, Gary was a lot bigger than Tom, right? He says, you want me to carry you down? No. Tom's like, okay, I'll go down. You come down. I'll hold you. We'll go down. No, I ain't going down. Gary's like, when the fuck you get off this roof? I said, I don't know. I don't care. Tom went, oh my God, I'm going to have to call the damn fire department to get her ass off this roof. An hour. They've talked to me like for an hour now, right? I'm like, I ain't going down. Finally, they gave up, called the fire department.
Oh, my
come,
goodness gracious.
come and get my ass off that roof. I was not getting down.
Right. That's funny. No, you don't know my husband. When he gets to that point,
Mm,
you kind of better do what he tells you to do.
yeah.
He would never touch you, but you know what?
He'd have
He,
left you.
yeah, that's it. That's it. No ands, ifs, buts, whatever. Nope.
Mm.
He's done fucking around. He's gonna.
Yeah, that's kind of the way Gary was, his brother. You know, if it wasn't for Tom, Gary would have left my ass up there.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I'd still be up there. He'd throw food at me once in a while.
Yep. No, he would have just went and got the kids and come back.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he would have seriously left me there.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom called the fire department. They come out, got my ass down. The sad thing is, the two firemen that came and got me down, I knew.
That's funny.
So it was quite embarrassing.
Right? Hey, can you hold on 1 second?
Mm-hmm.
Engineer comes up with an idea of weaponizing the Ghost Pepper. This is a non-chemical chemical weapon.
Yeah, I can just see Kim up in that tree. That had to have been hilarious. Hell, at least I was on a roof, you know. Oh, crap. How long have we been on, Kim? Can't hear you.
We've been on 2
Cat.
hours.
Oh, you about ready to get off then?
I don't know. Are you?
I don't know. Well, last night you said an hour was long enough, so.
Oh well, last night, yeah, it was late.
Okay.
I had to take my nighttime meds, and I have a
Okay.
routine that. See, that's the thing. Once I get into a routine, I don't like to
Mm-hmm.
get off
Right.
of it. And I'm usually laying down by 10:30,
Mm-hmm.
and so. Yep, and at 10:30 I got off. I went in there, I took my meds, and I laid down.
Right. Well, that's like,
Oh my
with
god, it's
me.
only 5 o'clock.
It's
Probably
what?
should get. It's 5 o'clock.
Close, yeah.
Well, probably ought to get off of here.
Yeah.
Although I don't know why, I'm just gonna go in there and sit.
Yeah.
We ain't got nothing to do today.
Mm-mm.
But I have gotten a couple phone calls while I was sitting here, so I probably should.
From your kids?
From the same one, yes. Yep. My son's been trying to call, so.
Yeah.
But they know if I don't answer and it's an emergency to call their dad. So
All right.
if they didn't call their dad, he didn't come in here to tell me something was up. So
All right.
it must not be an emergency. And the first time he called, it was stupid anyways. So I know why he's calling me now. That was his girlfriend that just called.
Yeah.
She's
It
out
was
of
more
town.
stupid.
Well, she's out of town, so
Oh.
that's probably why he called. Yeah. She has my channel page, and she's probably on. So yeah.
Does she color?
And diamond paints.
Cool.
She's more of a big diamond painter than she is anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's got totes and totes full of them. She's kind of like you.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, I probably should get off of here.
Okay. Give me just a minute.
Go see what's going on.
Yeah. Let me finish this one little section right here.
You can do it. You want to do. We are no hurry.
Okay. Because if we don't finish it right now, I won't finish it.
Oh yeah, you will. Because we will finish it together. We will.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. If I don't get it right now, I'll forget what color I was using.
Well, right now, while we're on here, get a sticky note. Write down your colors and
Yeah,
stick it to the page.
that's what I need to do.
And write down what pencils.
Mm. It's not a sticky, but it'll work. I don't know where my sticky notes are. Pencil, pencil. There we go.
You don't know where your sticky notes are.
Mm-mm.
You know, a little thing up there with.
Yeah, they're somewhere.
So the Indian government deploys the ghost pepper grenade. It incapacitates people, and they're able to be taken into
I
custody.
don't know if I want to use this one though. So I'm just going to stick with the one I've got out. Stick with this one. I'm going to do the whole rest of the shoe in the hot pink. You know, and then
There
figure out what other pink I want to put on top of it. If any. Or just go over it. Okay. Done. Done and done. Yeah, it's time to stop. My hand's starting to hurt. My hand gets to hurting right here.
I was having a problem with the joint right in here
Yeah.
for like a long time. But I use my husband's cream now, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
It's arthritis.
Well, I don't know what this is because it's right there. It's not really in the joint.
Is that the same spot on the top where that knot is?
Yep.
Now you know what it is.
But no, but it's been hurting.
Well,
So-
yeah, that knot had to.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's probably a cyst or something.
Yeah. I'll tell my doctor. He'll send me to a hand specialist. Because if I stop for like 10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
then it'll go away.
Yeah, it's because you're putting pressure on it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'd get that looked at because.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to. He told me that if it started bothering me to let him know, and he would set me up with a hand specialist.
Right.
You know, so. But they ain't doing surgery on my hand. I'm telling you right now. No way. Because they come back and say, oh, well, you got to quit doing this and this and this. And, you know, no crocheting, no coloring, no this. Yeah, screw you. You know, I'll deal with the pain. Thank you very much.
Yep. They make painkillers.
That's all right. They make drugs for that. I'll find them.
Yep. She'll come to Michigan and she'll get some cream.
All right. I'll go up and get Corey's cream and be fine.
Yep.
Or just tell my brother and he'll mail it to me.
Right.
Oh.
I don't know if you could mail this.
Oh, he would.
It would probably melt. It would probably melt by the time it got to you.
Yeah.
Because if you want to keep it like cream, well, like a you got to keep it in the fridge to keep it to where it's hard.
Yeah.
And then because if you let it stay out on the counter or something,
Yeah.
it'll melt and it'll start to separate. And I mean, it's not a big deal. You just stir it up and use it. It just becomes so liquefied that it becomes like water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's I don't know. It's more of like a butter than it is like a cream, but
Yeah.
yeah, shit's like the freaking miracle, I'll tell you. It taken a lot of my body pains away, that's for sure.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. Works great for arthritis.
Mm-hmm.
Arthritis, joint pain, that kind of thing.
Right.
And you don't have to do nothing, and it doesn't make you feel anything. So, it's good for me. It smells good. It smells like coconut. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah. Because it's made with coconut butter.
Mm-hmm.
So, it smells like coconut butter.
Right.
So, all right. I love you.
Okay.
Thanks, Taylor, for coming in. Thanks,
Yes,
you.
Taylor, thank you.
Peggy. Thank you, everybody.
View, anybody else that's there? Love you guys. Thank you so much. It's
Yep.
been fun.
Bye, y'all. Have a good one.
Bye. Have a good evening. Bye, sis. Love you.